No, Oprah, it ain't what I think. You did do something wrong. You maliciously, and me and Oprah Winfrey got a problem. Oprah Winfrey said nothing, though there.
What really caused the fallout between Oprah Winfrey and Monique? Did Oprah betray Monique? Well, the feud involves two more people, Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels. How did it all start? Watch this video to the end for full details. Monique and Oprah had been great friends. When Monique was much younger, she had always looked up to Oprah Winfrey since she was a great inspiration to her.
And I said, when I grow up, Miss Winfrey, I want to do what you do. And she said, you know, you got to work really hard.
The two did share some things in common in their early lives, and that even brought them closer.
And after that show, that woman hugged me and said, when I look at you, I ain't doing nothing but looking at me. I did a movie called Precious.
In 2009, Monique landed a starring role in the film Precious, which was directed by Lee Daniels and co-produced by Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. The film had earned a critical praise and was part of the award season discussion. The director and co-producers saw an opportunity to capitalize that. So they went ahead and asked Monique to go on a press tour since she received a lot of media attention at that time. Well, she wasn't going to be compensated for her time, so she declined.
So what I cannot do is work for y'all for free.
That's where all the trouble began. It was the Cannes Film Festival that was to be held in France. On a phone call, Monique had a conversation with Lee Daniels and explained herself. This was Daniels' response to her, "Moma, I agree with what you're saying. I just don't think it's going to play out good for you." What did Daniels really mean when he said it wasn't going to play out good for Monique? Was he planning to take up an action against Monique? Again, on another phone call conversation with Oprah Winfrey, she said, "Oprah, I'm doing a talk show, I'm doing a comedy tour. I have a husband and I have babies. I have a little bit of downtime, and I'm going to take advantage of it. So I'm not going anywhere because I'm not obligated to go anywhere. I've done my part, so we mutually agree to disagree." She recalls in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter. That was the beginning of the fallout. Later on, Monique was nominated for the Oscar Awards as the Best Supporting Actress even though she didn't participate in the campaigns. Anyway, she still won the award. In her acceptance speech, she thanked Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, failing to mention Lee Daniels. It didn't take long before Monique was labeled as difficult and hard to work with.
Now here comes, she's difficult to work with. Her and her husband, they are difficult. They are these difficult people.
That made her feel like she was blackballed in Hollywood.
You don't do what we ask you to do, we'll take your livelihood. So for 8 years, my family has suffered and my career has suffered.
1 month after the Oscars, Oprah hosted Monique's family in an episode of The Oprah Winfrey Show. During that time, Oprah was fully aware that Monique was not in good terms with her family. Doesn't this sound like betrayal? Earlier on, Monique had shared with Oprah details about her family. Let's just say she confided in her.
And we began to talk about our relationships with our mothers and our fathers.
Both Oprah and Monique had shared with each other about the relationship they had with their parents.
Because she shared it with me about her mother and father.
She had told Oprah about how her brother molested her when they were kids. Before taping the episode, Oprah called Monique and disclosed that her brother Gerald Imes had reached out to her with the aim of apologizing to her. Monique gave Oprah the go-ahead to tape the episode even though she didn't want to be part of it. Later on, when the episode was aired, Monique was shocked to see not only her brother, but also her mother, father, and other brother being featured on the show. She was so disappointed because Oprah knew she was not in talking terms with her mother. Why then would she invite her to her show?
I shared with her that me and my mother was not talking.
About her mother, the actress said, "We weren't even speaking. Then I see the show and I can tell that my mother is trying to make $1. I know my family." Monique says that if only she knew that her mother was going to be part of the show, she could have said no. Monique tried to reach out to Oprah to talk about the situation, but it was all in vain. In 2014, following years of radio silence, Monique and Winfrey happened to attend the same event. It was a Hollywood event. Upon attempting to arrange a private meeting with Winfrey, Monique made the decision to confront her in front of the entire audience. I said, "Since you didn't want to return my calls, for whatever reason, I'm going to say this right here," Monique recalls. She questioned Winfrey on her parents' involvement in the episode on her show.
I looked to Oprah Winfrey and I said, "You know, you and I need to have this conversation. Why would you have my mother on your show?"
According to Monique, Oprah said that they tagged along with her brother to the studio without her knowledge. She said she would look into the issue and added, "If I've done anything to offend you, I apologize."
And she said, "If you think I did something wrong, I want to apologize."
However, Monique feels that Oprah didn't really mean what she said and that that apology wasn't enough.
An apology is not something that you think you need to give. If somebody else thinks you need to give it, it's what you feel. So
she said that Oprah owes her a public apology. After the fallout, she didn't get gigs like she used to before. There are times when she was approached to take up roles in films, but then ended up being replaced by other people. Monique revealed that Martin Lawrence was one of the few Hollywood celebrities who stood by her. Martin Lawrence in an interview explained how Oprah Winfrey ruined Monique's career. There has been speculations that Oprah Winfrey has allegedly tried to blackball several celebrities in Hollywood. Martin Lawrence tried to help Monique get back on her feet career-wise.
I had to speak up for and people, employees getting their pay and things like that, wanting to bring them back when the network didn't want to hire some of them back.
Clearly he picked up a side, and it's Monique's because he felt that it's Oprah who was wrong. Steve Harvey tried to mediate the issue. He invited and hosted Monique at his Steve TV show, and they talked about it. Steve asked Monique why she was labeled difficult.
You started getting labeled as difficult.
yes,
Why do you believe that happened, and do you see that changing, and why?
She answered that it's because she had said no to powerful people, Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Lionsgate.
now I said no to some very powerful people. I said,
Due to anger, Monique bashed Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry. Steve Harvey asked her about it and pointed out to her that she also made a mistake by bashing them. She made Monique understand that initially she had done nothing wrong, but after the bashing she owed them an apology. They also owed her an apology.
These people owe you an apology. You owe those people an apology. Then we can move forward.
Monique was totally in agreement with that.
absolutely agree with you. 100%.
What's your take on this story? Leave a comment.